All right, good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. Coach Green is here in the room. Coach Green, preseason prep is over with. It's go time. What are your thoughts on heading to Bakersfield? How are you guys feeling?
Well, we're really excited. I'm personally, speaking on behalf of all of our coaches, I just think, walking into, you're wearing a Washington State uniform on your chest, and to be the head coach in Washington State and Pullman is an incredible opportunity for me. I'm very, very excited. I haven't gotten any nerves yet. Like everybody, we will have them on opening day, but really excited. Really proud of our kids. The last 2-3 weeks on the field. The performance on the field, just from an approach standpoint, has been really good. We've got a little bit of a split in the team right now. The guys who were here last year and have had some experience are really improving right now. I think some of the younger guys are newer players right now, still trying to feel their way. The schedule will inherently assist with that with 11 games in 3 weeks. So, but we're excited. Pitcher's done a nice job throwing strikes. And the position players have shown us a much improved offensive approach. Hopefully we can continue to build on that and improve on the process. But we're ready to get going. We're prepared. We know our defenses. We know our offenses. We know our approaches. We know our schemes. And now it's really just time to get in a dugout together and be positive and go compete and have fun, play catch, run the bases well and aggressive. All those cliche things that are so important. But we're really, really excited.
What are the matchups? What are you looking forward to seeing? From the series at Bakersfield. What do you want to see out of the matchup at Northridge? And then, we're not going to talk to you, but the 4-game series at Hawaii. What do you want to get out of this first road trip?
We really want to see our guys just compete at a high level. And we've been able to define what that means to our kids, and we'll start to share some of those metrics as games move forward or put behind us, and we can kind of review statistically. I don't really want to share that quite yet. Not that we're ingenious with our metrics, but we have some measures that for us say this was a competitive outing, both on the mound, both at the plate, both on defense. Even the dugout is measured. So we want to see our guys compete at a really high level, show an offensive approach that we have, remain positive. We want to see our guys stay intact. We want to see our guys get punched in the mouth or kicked in the gut or any of those cliches, and get up, dust it off, and understand that baseball is there's a start and there's a finish, and we're trying to win every inning. We're trying to win every pitch. So we really just want to see improvement on a daily basis, the way that we have over the course of the last couple of weeks.
All right. With not only this series with Bakersfield, what are some goals you have set for the entire season?
Really, Donovan, that to be quite honest is the goal. I don't know how good this team can be. I've never been in a dugout with them. Like I said last week, we don't have a returning hitter who hit over 300. We don't have a returning hitter who had a 1-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio. We don't have a returning pitcher with a sub-5 ERA. Washington State hasn't had a winning season in 5 years. Obviously, primary goal, objective number one is let's have a winning season. But we're excited about what we can do and what we're going to do here. But our goals are very simple. My goals are about the team and the feel and how it's going to feel on a daily basis. Is it positive? Is there belief? Are we competing at a high level? How is the dugout? How is our hustle? How is our energy? Are the coaches sticking together, which we will? Are we all remaining positive? So for me, our goals are not statistical, and that's not cliche. It's not wanting to put it out there. Obviously, we want to improve on last season. We want to show improvement in every category. Statistically, one loss, but I really just want to have a different feel that we had from September to where we have now, and I just want to see that feel continue to move on an upward trend of optimism and belief.
And then with the entire offseason, you being the new head coach, what expectations do you have for your players?
Well, is that they're great people first, and then they're great players second. I just believe that you attack the person first, and that starts with community service. That starts with how you operate on a daily basis, what you eat, your sleep habits, your time management, your GPA. It all leads to a greater value of you as a person. And when you do that, you create consistency in your life. When you create consistency in your life, then on the baseball field for the 3 hours that we're out there, it becomes fairly easy. And that's when guys really start to blow up. So my goal is to change the habits. And that has been our goal since we got here, is not to say that they were off or wrong. It's just the habits that we want to see with our kids. When we're in the airport, we're in a hotel, we want to look and act like pros. It's really important, and I think the more that you do that over and over and over again, you can start to play like that. And then obviously Another goal is that we bring in a nationally ranked recruiting class in Pullman each and every year, and I think we can do that.
And then coming into the season opener against Bakersfield, is there anything you as a team are like focusing on or emphasizing on?
Well, just playing well, playing one pitch at a time, very competitive. We know Bakersfield. We've competed against Jeremy for the last 5 years in the WAC. We know what that's going to look like. They're going to pressure you. They're going to be very competitive. They'll be fiery. They'll be emotional. All those things of a quality program. Jeremy does a good job. I want to see our guys only because I just haven't seen it. We've seen inter squads. We know our pitchers. Our pitchers know our hitters. We know our strengths and weaknesses. You start to take that for granted. When there's a new guy on the mound, even though there's a scouting report or, we've seen some video or we know exactly what that looks like, we still don't have a logged category of that person or player. So for me, I just want to see how our guys are going to act in the dugout with somebody else over there. And I want to see us get excited when something goes well. When something doesn't go well, I want to see us not to worry and not to panic and believe in our talents. Those are the things that I'm most excited about. It's the most thing that our coaching staff's most optimistic about. We've got an optimistic belief in ourselves as coaches anyways, and it's rule number 2 of the program. 1 is tell the truth, and then 2 is to show up every day with energy, positive body language. And for me, that's the essence of creating some consistency in your program, in our program.
Any questions on the phone line for Coach Green?
Yeah, Scott Hood with We Watch. Coach, have you said on the starting lineup since the last time we spoke to you last week?
No, we haven't settled on a starting lineup quite just yet, but there's certainly some pieces of guys who have just done a great job. Manzardo has been really good. Cody Colden has really established himself as a quality player. Goldsmith has had a really nice spring, a much improved spring than the fall. Jack Smith has probably been our most consistent competitor at the plate. Montez has got all the tools in the world and is working very hard to change his rhythm. We're excited about him. Vanderbrake is a guy from Tacoma who's really come out of nowhere. We had high expectations for him. Those are the guys going into it right now positionally who've really solidified themselves early as guys who deserve an opportunity. But we've got some guys off of the bench, or we've got another 4 or 5 hitters that have established themselves as being quality competitors. And I can tell you, Scott, that we'll just use the first 3 weeks to play as many guys as we can from a position player standpoint. We want to use the opportunity to see where we're going to be, because when you get to week 5 and 6, hopefully we've got something solidified. Gianni Tomasi is a junior college transfer. He is not sure if he'll play opening weekend, just given that he's got a little bit of a hamstring deal. And then you've got a Swartz and a Brady Hill. We'd like to see them get in there and do some things. Polinsky has done a nice job defensively. Tyler Lash is a kid that we brought in from Orange Coast College. He played for the late John Altobelli. Tyler is an extremely competitive hitter, and we're really proud of him at the plate. He gives you everything he has. So we've got some nice pieces, and we're excited to see them go play somebody else.
Fair to say that you're basically going to use the first 3 or 4 weekends of non-conference play to sort of sort things out, and then have pretty much with the goal of having a fairly set lineup by the time Pac-12 play starts in the March.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's how I like to operate. I think when you go into a season, everybody's got to know that there's an opportunity to compete, and you've got to be ready to go. But I also think that it's really important that the guys understand that if you're getting limited playing time, or you have an opportunity here and there, that's got to be the most important thing in your life at that time, because that's going to determine who we're going to travel with. And that Pac-12 play will come very quickly when the roster gets whittled down. So we'll hand out opportunities to see. Because just to be quite honest, I just haven't been in a dugout with these guys other than spring and fall inter squads. So we want to see how we compete, and we want to get into week 5, and when we get to that spot, have a solidified 10 or 11 hitters, and then have a couple more ready to go. But that's what I believe. That's my philosophy. I think it instills confidence, and I think it instills consistency as you get into conference play.
What about the weekend rotation? Have you determined, settled on who's going to pitch Friday, who's going to pitch Saturday and Sunday?
Just right now it'll be White and Block in the first 2 days, and we'll probably release that later on today, just in terms of the Friday or Saturday. But those 2 guys will be on the first 2 games, and then, like I said previous, it'll just be an all hands on deck. We don't have a lot of depth on the mound, but we do have a lot of quality in terms of strikes, and we can match up left and right. And it's just really important for me that we get off to a confident start, and we do everything as a coaching staff to not hold anything back. If we get into a Monday situation against Northridge Game 4 and it's a staff situation, then it's a staff situation. But we're going to be really fighting and competing for confidence early on, and that's obviously the program needs that. And we're going to do everything that we can with our program on our side of the dugout to give our guys that opportunity.
Anything else for Coach? All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck.
Yeah, one more question, Coach.
Yeah, you bet.
Talk about how did the Hawaii series come together? Obviously, I think the players could be pretty excited about that trip.
Well, I'd like to take credit for that, but I think that's Coach Spencer. If I had anything to do with it, we'll just schedule Hawaii one time out for the next 10 years, and I'll talk to Coach Trapasso about that. But, no, that was actually already on the books. I didn't know about it when I interviewed for the job. This will be my second time going to Hawaii as a head coach. I did it at New Mexico State. It's actually it's fascinating. My first year at New Mexico State, we went to Hawaii. And now my first year at Washington State, we're going to Hawaii. And I coached at Hawaii with Coach Trapasso. He gave me my first full-time assistant coaching opportunity, so I owe him a lot. Me and Becky both do. I've got special memories there. My daughter, Emily, was born there at Queen Kapiolani. And Mike Brown, their third base coach, was with us at New Mexico State and with me at Kentucky. So Brent Sakurai from New Mexico State will be there with his family. It's a great trip for me personally, but great place to play, great environment. They've got a good club, and it should be a great opportunity for our guys. And if we can keep them out of the sun, wear sunblock, and be focused on baseball, those will be our primary goals.
Now the most important question: has Coach Rogas given you any restaurant suggestions?
Not yet, and I'll be hunting those as soon as I can.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, guys. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks. Thank you.